This may be the cross-stitch project that finally teaches me I should look before I leap. I'm Michelle, this is my romantic tangle, and I finally, after years of working on it off and on, finished Furry Friends by Riolis. It is gorgeous, and I'm glad I stitched it, but when I picked it up on clearance at Hobby Lobby 7 years ago, I didn't even consider how many hours something like this would take to stitch. I rarely actually time how long it takes me to finish a project, but just by the size of this one and the rate I know I usually stitch at, I'm in it a couple hundred hours. Now that it's done, I'm going to do a quick review video for you. So if you're on the fence about it, maybe I can help you make up your mind. The kit is 15 3/4 by 11 3/4 inches. It is on 14 count Zweigert. It uses that wool acrylic blend that Riolis uses in so many of their kits. It is entirely composed of full cross stitches with just a little bit of back stitching. The hands of the clock and the whiskers of the kittens and a little bit of outlining around one of the eyes. There are only 2 or 3 different symbols that call for blended colors. What it has is a whole lot of stitching in similar colors to create this gorgeous shading. The confetti is not super confetti heavy, but it is there, especially in these 2 cream colored cats. This one in particular was a challenge, and how I solved that challenge was to stitch around the outline of the cat and then work my way in. A lot of the Riolis charts use highly contrasting colors to make it easier to see where you are. This one does not. These colors are a lot more similar than I am used to. It is a challenge, not an insurmountable challenge if you love this piece and really want to stitch it, or if you don't mind that sort of thing. But if you know that you don't like fussing with charts like that, it's something to keep in mind. Where I got myself caught up was where I would have a few stitches and then one just off at a diagonal. I missed way too many of those and had to double back and fix them later. It was nothing compared to ripe apples or the hedgehogs with the mushrooms and berries that we all stitched a while back. And this desktop is an absolute slog of brown floss. There is just so much of it. I was stitching desktop for weeks. Another thing I worried needlessly about was whether I would run out of some of these shades of brown floss. Riolis is great about including enough floss to finish your kit. I have only run into trouble once, and that was with some back stitching. I know a couple other stitchers ran into trouble with blue jays, but this one, I had tons of every shade of brown. The only colors where I cut it even slightly close were the ones where it was just a minimal amount of stitching in that color. 19, I did have plenty more, but at the point where I used it up, I knew I was finished with that color, and I didn't save it to wind back onto the card and give you a good idea of exactly how much floss was left. I love Riolis kits in general. This one I am glad to be done with. I've got mixed feelings about it. It is gorgeous, but I'm not sure I really would have picked up this particular scene if it had not been so deeply discounted. If I was paying full price, I would have picked up one of their other kits that I like a little bit more. I was stitching it more for the books and the clock than the cats. Let me know if you have stitched this one, if you've been considering this one, if you love this Riolis slightly fuzzy wool acrylic thread anywhere near as much as I do. And thanks for taking the time to watch. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I have other kit reviews on the channel along with thrifting, quilting, and a whole lot of other things if you want to check any of that out.